All right, good. 8 weeks out, 6 weeks out. I'm at 219 pounds, gotta be 212. I realistically have 10 more pounds to drop. My upper body is coming in way quicker than my lower body, or it used to be the opposite. I think that's just age and past PED use, and not being on PEDs now. So I think that's what's contributing to that. But again, definitely be decrease my calories 2,600, and I've increased my cardio to an hour, and we're gonna keep riding that. I will not give myself any type of refeed until I visually see like clear, better conditioning. Quad wise, like lines are coming in, but any distinct, striations on both sides. One way that I can tell when I'm getting leaner is my adductor, muscle layer. They come in here a lot more. So seeing the inside, it's coming, but it's not there, right? So I know exactly where I'm at condition wise. My lower back is better than it's been before on gear, which is funny. So I'm not on this time, but could have just been cortisol and inflammation from PED use. But my glutes used to come in a lot earlier, and they're not. That, I think, can be both age and past PED use. So, not saying past PED use is making it slower, but not being on PED use is making that a lot slower. So, let's go over some poses that are going here. What is up, YouTube? That's like a Chris Bumstead intro. Well, it is. We are closing in on less than 5.5 weeks out. Saturday will be 5 weeks out, and I'm back on set today for the TV show. So I gotta get it in now. Training upper push today. I have to be on set at 11:40, so I got some time in the morning. Get home, eat. People always ask me, like, how's prep? Are you feeling this? You feeling that? I'm like no. Here's a couple reasons. Number one, I've been in shape for over, I'm always like in striking distance. I don't have to always diet so hard for things. But also in the last, year and a bit, I've been, keeping my weight and conditioning it very, very good. So going down isn't that hard. It's not like a big, massive change for me, nutrition-wise. So it's not like I'm suffering at all. But even then, and on top of that, it's the pineapple in my teeth. It's the fact that I'm busy. Like, I got no time to think about, when it comes to like training. You know what I mean? When you schedule your shit out. My training and cardio is done right in the morning. I wake up at 10 to 5. I'll sleep in until 5. I'll get up, have a coffee, get on the stepper for 45 minutes, finish around finish around 6 o'clock, take a quick shower, rinse off, have a little bit of pineapple, whatever, before I go train. Because I want to have something in between my meal, between cardio and training. I want to end up there, it's completely depleted. Because that's how I have to fit it in, right? And then I get back from training, and then I'm either doing consults or meetings, and the same time planning. Like the days that I'm not filming, I'm doing I'm planning content ideations. Consults, check-ins, meetings with my consultant or other, employment and whatnot. And then on the days that I'm not doing that, I'm straight up filming. So it's I have no time to think about, number one, am I hungry? And two, like, my days go by so quick. It's like I look at my clock, like, oh shoot, it's time to eat. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's how that's how it is. That's how much different it is this time than before. I'm way more busier than I was last time. Plus, like, I'm, you know, like, I have ADD. You know what I mean? I know my brain works. When you have like ADD and stuff like that, and you utilize the power of being able to be hyper focused and be able to focus that thing on into, you know, on a day-to-day, like, the things take precedence in my brain that are priority. If it's not a priority, it doesn't, like, that's why my room's dirty. People are like, oh, you gotta clean your room in the morning because, well, it's like, sure, all those things, great, but like, when it comes to people who have ADD, it's like they prioritize the important things. That's why other things don't get done. You know what I mean? You might find people with ADD a little messier, but then, like, another part of their life is extremely, like, you know, organized. When you have your shit figured out. If you don't have the shit figured out, you're gonna be running around getting 5% of a million things done instead of getting 100% of one thing done. But yeah, man, that's like, that's life right now, you know, and I love every minute of it. The highs and lows, the peaks and the valleys. I'll be straight up, man. I've been in a valley with my business in the last, like, since like March. It's going through a transitional period, you know, getting systems down. Like, basically my business is scaling up. It's getting, you know, it's a legitimate business. This isn't like some, you know, Mickey Mouse cookie cutter, I'm just trying to make money off the industry business. It's like I'm trying to create a reputable business that's putting out value, products, information. You know, I'm gonna start, you know, building out the coaching so that there's, like, you know, even a place where people can learn. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much I'm trying to do. So, you know, the business had to take a little bit of a valley just to get through that transition part, and that was stressful as hell, like super damn stressful. But, like, that's part of owning a business, you know, part of the many times I'm going to go through hills and valleys. So, you know, it's all part of life. And it's, you know, when you look at things, and I look at my life now and what it was before, like, I haven't really said, I've said my story here and there, but, you know, when it comes down to it, like, I've built this business from scratch, like, from absolutely nothing. I had no money. I had $0. 10 years ago, you know, I would dream about driving this car. You know what I mean? There's nothing in my mind that was like, I'll never reach there. It was always like, I want to get there. Always been like, I want to be there. I'm going to make it there. What do I have to do in order for me to get to where I need to go? And the life I'm living now is, like, basically just that. It's like, you know, people say, oh, I want a nice car. I want a nice home. I want all the money, this and that. But they're not willing to, they're so fixed on the fantasy of having the money and having, you know, the material things and all the things that they think they want, or that's going to make them happy once they have money. But they skip out on what it takes to have it. Like management. Like, it's like, if you don't manage your business properly, you'll see, like, tons of businesses don't last after a couple of years. They fail because the management, everyone's so stuck on, like, oh yeah, I want to make money, I'm going to be rich, I want to be this. And then once they get in the grind of things, they realize, holy, this is hard. Like, I didn't realize how hard this was to actually, you know, build a legitimate business. You know what I mean? So, like, it's something that you have to acknowledge and understand, because for me, I just, you know, it helps me emotionally, because when I'm going through hills and valleys or whatever, it's not like I don't get down on myself. It's like, it's part of the process. It's the only way for you to grow is, you know, is to go through those points. You know, obviously the hills, like, before, my valleys were rock bottom. Now my valleys aren't rock, they're just normal transitions or part, you know, or, you know, there are times of, like, your business or life. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be highs and lows. And depending where you're at in your life, those lows aren't as low as they used to before. And that's what I have to, like, that's why I literally will compare. I compare my lows I don't compare my highs because the highs are gonna continue to keep rising. I always compare like when I feel that I'm gonna spiral. I feel that I'm gonna be emotionally, you know, fused by something, some type of worry because of a situation that might involve finance or something. And I'll sit there and be like, yo, remember when the valley was rock bottom? Remember when the valley was you can't afford to get on a bus, when you had to look through, you know, your couches, your roommates' couches, and hopefully find some change from the weekend that people party in the house, and hopefully you can make it on the bus, you know. The valleys where, you know, I had no money. I had to choose between either like, hey man, you want to eat or do you want to party? You know what I mean? Or do you, like, I had only one option. It was like eat, party, or rent. You pick. You know what I mean? Like, and that was life at one point. And it was worth, there's a point where it was like my valley was welfare checks. You know, so every time that I find myself, you know, dipping into an emotional valley that is not necessary, I always compare where I was before in my lowest times, and that makes it easier. It's a dose of reality. It's like count your blessings, bro. Like, you know, don't get too caught up on this. This is gonna pass. You know what I mean? When you strategize and you plan, and you know, for your business and future, and you already know that, you know, these projects are in the midst, and they're already in the works, they're happening. You know that things are gonna come in, and you know, it's just my word to the wise. Just my advice for those who are, because I see it a lot, especially in my space. I see it a lot. A lot of people are like, oh, I want a YouTube channel. I want to start coaching, and I'm just like, good for you, chase your dreams, but understand it's not about just flicking on a camera and talking shit and then offering plans. It's more than that. It's bigger than that. Especially this space, man. I always think about it more and more. It's like this space, it's not about just giving out nutrition advice, training advice. You are changing people's lives, potentially changing people's lives for the better. Giving them power to be able to control their lives is like, that is a gift that doesn't have a dollar amount, even though they're paying for the value, but you cannot put a dollar amount on the ability to be able to control your life.
It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those eyes. Got up and I beat those eyes. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job just how I should. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those eyes. Got up and I beat those eyes. That's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job just how I should. I feel it all. I'm feeling numb. I lost my soul. It's on the run. I need a spot. I need some fun. I'm in the dark. Like what's to come? It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those eyes. Got up and I beat those eyes. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job just how I should. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those eyes. Got up and I beat those eyes. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job just how I should. It's me versus me. It's you and I. The time is now. It's do or die. I chose my path. No choosing sides. I'll take what comes. Hit for the ride. No more time for the bad guy. Going back to the bad side. Need the holy water, get baptized. Yeah, I'm that guy. No more time for the bad guy. Never going back to the bad side. Need the holy water, get baptized. I'm that guy. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to be eyes. Got up and I beat those eyes. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. It's understood. Get up, had to beat those eyes. Got up and I beat those eyes. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should.